Kitten time. Hi. I know, we're filming. We're filming. Do you want to be on camera while we film? Look at this cat. I love her. Hey YouTube, welcome back. Back at it again, guys. You remember my buddy Chell at Porsche Bellevue? Well, maybe not, because he's never been on camera before. But he reached out again and invited us to come check out two brand new insane cars. However, only one is available to film because the other sold instantly. I'll give you a hint about what it was. I'm excited, guys. I'm headed out right now, and I'll see you when I get there. Well guys, we got invited back to Porsche Bellevue. It is Sunday, which means we do have this entire shop to ourselves again to check out this brand new 2020 Porsche 911 Carrera S, or what's known as the 992. This is the 8th generation 911, and it's finished in that absolutely stellar agate gray metallic with matte carbon fiber accenting. This thing is absolutely beautiful. This S model specifically has that 3.0 liter twin turbo flat six. It's that boxer engine that produces 444 horsepower at 391 pound-feet of torque. And brand new for this year, we get an 8-speed auto DCT, which is dual clutch transmission. Porsche likes to call it their PDK. There is a 7-speed manual coming down the pipeline in the future. However, having the PDK mixed with the twin turbo flat six, you can absolutely expect a 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and an overall max speed of 191 miles an hour. I am absolutely excited for this one. So come along with me. I'll show you the outside, show you the inside, let you listen to that exhaust, and we're gonna take it for a drive. All right guys, gonna hop into the 911, or I'm just gonna call it the 992 for the rest of the video. But as always, let's take a look at that key fob. The one thing that I do love about Porsche is their key fobs. They are supposed to mimic the actual car themselves. This is supposed to be a 992. We've seen this in the past with the Macan or the GT2 RS. Nothing too complicated here. You just have the unlock, lock, and then the front trunk itself. Also, when I put it in my pocket, standard on most cars now, it does read that it's on my person. So all I need to do is put my hand under here. It opens up like that for me since it is flush when it's closed, and I can open it right on up. Also, if you're leaving the car and want to lock it, you can just put your thumb right here, locks, and goes flush again. Look at that. All right, hopping on into the 992. Oh. All right, look at that. I did move the lights real quick. I just wanted to make sure that when I showcase the interior options that you guys see it as clear as possible. So let's go over a couple things. The interior in here is absolutely gorgeous. It's finished in that black leather with chalk stitching, as well as on the seats, which are perforated for seat ventilation. It has the heated multifunction GT Sport steering wheel, the Porsche crest on the headrests, the interior trim is in that matte carbon fiber that I mentioned earlier that goes really well with the finish on the switches in this car. It does have the lane change assist, It does have the Porsche Dynamic Light System Plus, or PDLS Plus. It includes the rear wiper option. It has the premium audio package with the Bose surround system, the park assist with the surround view, the incredible 18-way adaptive sport seats plus, and the Sport Plus package, which includes the Chrono package, the Sport exhaust system, which includes tailpipes in silver, and the PASM Sports suspension, which lowers the car about ½ an inch. Now, for my favorite part, let's turn it on. To turn on the 992 and Porsche in general, on the left-hand side is where you're going to have your ignition switch. So go ahead and put your foot on the brake, click it once to auxiliary. I'll do it one more time to start. And also, since the car is on, let's go ahead and talk about these 7-inch gauges on the left and right hand side, and then the analog tachometer right in the center. That's absolutely beautiful. On the steering wheel, you do have this guy right here. This does control both your gauges. This button here switches between them. The right one is highlighted right now. Let's click this one time. Goes over to the left gauge. The left gauge, I believe, has to deal with navigation. So your current position right now is off-road. We're on at the dealership still. We're not actually on any roads. That's fine. If we scroll up, says the speed limit. It says speed limit 1 and 2. If I click into it here, set status speed limit, so I can let them know how fast we should be going in this off-road location, I believe. I could be wrong about that. If we are on the roads, I believe it should tell me exactly the speed limit I should be going.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Now I scroll up one more time. This is blank. I believe this is going to give you any error messages that the car is going to give back to you, where you can scroll through them and see what's going on. Again, I could be wrong on that. Let's go ahead and switch on over to the right gauge here. This one is your mode shifter. It lets you know which driving mode you're in. On the bottom right of the steering wheel, you do have that exact switch. So when I go left, it goes to wet. Right is normal. Sport. And Sport Plus. And also an individual parameter that you can set up for yourself. This car is very unique in the sense that you can create your own drive mode. So scrolling up through the options, we do have the tire information, of course, the G-forces of your current G-force being pulled on the car, or the G-force max, which shows the maximum amount of G-force this car has felt since it was built. So let's go back to current and then keep scrolling up. The Sport Chrono package. This is very fun. You can click on this and hit start, and then that guy starts winding up and timing down. Hit stop. It stops. And then I can hit the reset button. It goes back. And then after a minute, it'll go normal again. Going back to the screen, we can scroll up. We do have a separate navigation screen here as well as here. This one, of course, is not a touch screen, where this one is. It's very nice. We could click in here to go into 3D map, map information, other stuff that you can also do on here as well. Going back, scroll up again. We have the tripometer, the vehicle information, and that's it.
The gauge cluster screen, this one is absolutely fantastic.
Speaking of the infotainment system, this is that huge 10.9 inch, I believe, touchscreen, and it is the most responsive touchscreen I've ever had in any car I've reviewed. Actually, this is going to be kind of cool. Watch my hand and watch the menu on the left-hand side. I'm still about this far away, and the screen senses that I'm about to use it, so it pulls out the map on the side and gives me all the menu and the information. I could go into here. It's in satellite map right now. I could take it off that. I could do 3D map where it tilts it just like this. I do like the satellite view, so we'll keep that there. I can go over to my media. Shows what's playing on the radio right now. My phone, in case I want to do the Bluetooth hands-free speak. The car itself, which this is the cool part, I could have the exhaust system of sport mode when I'm in normal if I wanted to, and then it does show up on the little detail right there. I can also raise and lift my spoiler from this menu right here. I believe if I tap it one more time, it'll go down. No, I believe I have to hold it. For it to go down, just like that. Let's go ahead and take this off of the sport exhaust. I can also control the mode in which I'm driving right here. Standard control features for the interior of the car. Your tripometer as well. And my Sport Chrono package I can control right here as well. Multiple ways to do different things in this car. Let's go back up to the car itself in drive mode. I can control the climate right here. It gets a little bit more detailed in this section. It is also right here with the physical switches, which I do like, but we'll get down there in a second. I do have apps on this, and then this, of course, is a scale. It can go up and down. Control my sound from here as well, where it's going to be located throughout the car. Once I hit the settings button right here, you're going to get into a menu that's going to let you personalize this car to a T. Anything that you want to do, you can pretty much change right here. Moving on down here to our first row of switches, you do have your hazard switch right in the middle that is to be expected. On the left-hand side, you have these two diamond switches. You also have a diamond switch right here on the steering wheel, which are shortcut keys for, I believe, anything in the menu that you want to put on those switches. On the right-hand side, you do have your traction control and then your suspension. Moving further down is your climate control area with the physical switches. Again, you can control those up there in that screen, but down here, I do like having those physical switches. It does look really nice and it's easy to control on the fly. Moving on down is our gear shifter. Aesthetically, it looks beautiful with the rest of the car. It may be a source of contention though with some enthusiasts that want to also get the 7-speed manual transmission, saying how are you going to have that 7-speed manual right here? There's no room for it. Well, I'm assuming that this blank area, and this will come out as one unit, and then you'll be able to have the shifter right here for all the room that it needs. Moving even further down, you have the heated and the cooled seats. The one cup holder right in the center, actually, there's a hidden one right here you can push in. Goes out for the passenger side. Thank you, Doug DeMuro. Also with this cup holder in the center console, you can push down and pull out, and it pulls the entire unit out. And if we go in the glove compartment right here, this guy can actually put in place, so you don't need to have a cup holder if you don't want. It will click down once you push it further, and then of course you have your parking brake on the bottom as well. And then lastly, we have the center armrest. It does lift up. There is no button on the driver's side. It is on the passenger side. Push it in, pull up. There are your USB ports, your SD card port, and a SIM card port, I believe. Also, you can see the outline of a phone, because that's where they want you to put your phone when you're driving. To get out of the 992, you just pull the handle back right here. Pops open, super simple. Push it out. And then one of the things that I noticed here that I'd never seen before is that is your door latch on the bottom of the car. Goes in right in this spot right here. And since we're in this area here, let's go ahead and pop the engine cover. And it's more like an engine flap, isn't it? Look how small that is. For some reason, it still has a dual hydraulic system. It doesn't absolutely need it, but this is all you're able to see. You can put in some fluids back here. These two fans are going to be the exhaust for the turbos, I believe. There is your 3.0 S. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this sticker right here. I know a bunch of you guys like seeing these. Hopefully that's good enough quality. And then we have one more right here. Shutting this is the simplest thing in the world. Just push down right in the center until it's about right here, and then shuts just like that. And while I'm back here, something else that I saw on Doug's video was that the slats on the left and right hand side, there's 9 on each, and then you have the 2 in the center for the brake light, which is a 992. That's either by design or highly coincidental. Either way, I think it's super cool. Moving on down to this new back for the 992. All new Porsches are gonna get this new LED light bar going across the whole back, just like the Macan that we did earlier. This 992 absolutely does have a spoiler. Right now it's in its resting position, which means it's flush with the rest of the car, but it is able to go up and down, and we actually showed that in the interior part of the video. Going on into the front trunk, we can just pull up right here. You heard it pop just like that. This is super simple. If you look down, you can actually see the little red tongue. Push it over, pull up, and super light. Dual hydraulic system, not a carbon fiber hood, but this thing is ultra light with that. And then you do have a fair amount of space in here, as to be expected by Porsche. There should be enough room to put a little bit of cargo in there as well. And then look at this guy. Usually you have a tag right here that will pull if someone is stuck in the front trunk, but this is just a button. I believe it glows in the dark as well. So if you push it in, that'll automatically unlatch this and you'll be able to get out. Closing the hood is super simple. Pull down right on the center. Let it rest right there. You can put your palm of your hand right on the Porsche crest and no effort. Well, driving the Porsche, driving the 992. Gotta roll my sleeves up for this one, guys. Oh, if you heard, the car just turned off. It does that. I believe it's eco-friendly. There might be a mode on it, but as soon as I tap the gas, watch this. Turns right back on. All right, here we go. And right off the bat, I can already tell how sporty this is just by sitting in the seats. The balusters themselves, pretty snug, but not, man, that's gonna get so weird whenever it does that. It shuts on and off like that. It must be an option somewhere that I can turn off or on, but I guess it's doing it to be eco-friendly. The balusters though, they're snug, they're not super snug. I believe I can control them with my 18-way power seat. This thing is ridiculous. Oh, but I love it. Okay, this car started off with 19, about 20 miles on it. Hopefully I won't double it. We're gonna go maybe 10, 12 miles round trip. I know a good spot where I can take it, see if I can open it up just a little bit. Anything under 500 miles, you still wanna go easy on. The engine is still getting broken in, so nothing crazy. We're not gonna do any like max speeds or anything like that. Man, in driving this with the PDK, I don't even feel when it shifts. You know, I'm actually pretty surprised at how loud it is in here. I get a fair amount of the road noise from outside. I thought it'd be a little bit better insulated. With that being said though, I'm sure as soon as I turn on the sports exhaust, we're gonna hear every bit of it. So driving around in normal mode, the suspension is still pretty stiff. It doesn't absorb the bumps as much as I thought it would. It feels more like I'm in sport mode right now. I'm curious to see what happens once I put it into sport and sport plus. All right guys, I'm on the freeway here. Let me go ahead and drop it down into sport mode. So after switching into sport mode, I don't notice a difference in the suspension. There may be something going on, but me physically, I don't really feel a big difference. Man, I tell you, the steering on this is tight. Any little rivet or rut in the road and I can feel myself getting pulled. That could be because I'm just in sport mode, so maybe the suspension is a little bit tighter in that sense. So there's a Challenger next to me with no lights on it. It does have the cop wheels, but it's not a cop. Why would you do that? Definitely sounds amazing. And goodbye to everyone that was behind us. I mean, it just picks up and goes. And the visibility in this, I've never driven a 911 before, but the visibility is actually fairly decent. Now, this does drive extremely well. It's very, very responsive. It's very tight. Everything that you would think that you would want in a sports car, this will give you. Well guys, that was the 2020 Porsche 911 Carrera S, and it is absolutely brilliant. Big thanks to Porsche Bellevue, big thanks to Chell for inviting us to come back out, check out another phenomenal car. But now I'm headed back home to upload this footage for you guys. Back now guys. And I know in past videos I've said I'm not much of a Porsche guy due to growing up and never really being around them or driving them or knowing anyone that's had one. But the different experiences I've had over the past year have made me really think that I've been missing out. Every single one of these Porsches I've filmed, including the 992, have blown me away in one way or another. I mean, that PDK is amazing. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and Sophie and I will see you on the next one. She's sleeping behind me, check it out.